Tonight on Street Hospital.
It's pretty family orientated, apart from the odd flasher.
Do you know who?
All over New Zealand, the weekend's the time to hit the town and hit the booze.
He said he's had about a litre of vodka.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hitting it hard and each other. Some party animals are getting boozed, getting hurt, and they're clogging the emergency departments.
They end up lining the corridors and trolleys, waiting to sober up.
Wellington Free Ambulance paramedics are fighting back. On Friday and Saturday nights, ambulances parked in Wellington's party zone become makeshift hospitals. At the street hospital base, paramedics treat the injured where they can, on the spot.
Thank you, Mr. Paramedic.
Typical Wellingtonians, very friendly.
Will they make a difference to the binge drinking culture in central Wellington? Can they stop the smashed and trash piling into the hospital's emergency department? And how will our paramedics cope, keeping a straight face when everyone else is off theirs?
You coming to town with us?
It's New Year's Eve, and while hordes of people settle in for the annual Wellington Waterfront Fireworks Party, mother and daughter Julie and Sophie are readying for a different type of family activity.
When Sophie left school, she got a scholarship to go to Whitireia.
I started doing the degree and we both sort of started doing search and rescue together.
An extra large street hospital team is on duty tonight, including ex-US Marine Nick, a second-year paramedic student, teamed with 20-year-old first-year Harrison.
I'm really excited. This is what I love doing. It's the field I want to get into. It's always been my passion, going through and helping people.
Spent about 8 months in Afghanistan with the Marine Corps, but then you also do a lot of other kind of humanitarian missions throughout Southeast Asia, all over the place, flood relief, disaster relief.
At this stage, the waterfront is still a family affair. The war zone will come later. So far, Julie and Sophie are dealing with splinters.
You need to put it in nice, clean water when you get home.
There's also mysterious tummy trouble, which often responds well to the crude but effective distraction technique.
You can keep these if you want them.
They make really cool water guns.
People are going to finish the year sort of semi-gracefully and then they're going to spill over to 2016 and that's going to be the end of them. It'll be people in gutters and vomit.
It's pretty family orientated, apart from the odd flasher.
After midnight, the team heads to an already packed Courtney Place, where Wellington's hard-won culture capital status is having the night off.
I guess we've geared up for a big night. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Front line are pretty busy.
Straight away, mum Julie and daughter Sophie get out amongst it. They don't get very far when they find a girl carrying another girl with a sore ankle.
What has she done? I twisted my ankle. Just behind these toilets here, there's actually a whole lot of ambulances with ice packs. That's going to be the best thing for her is actually, so the best thing for her is to get her leg up, put some ice packs on it, they'll have them there, and see if they can give her some paracetamol. All right, no worries. And be careful. Happy New Year.
Just a few steps on and a local host delivers a woman with less obvious symptoms.
Hello.
Allergic reaction.
Our headquarters is just over here. So what have you eaten?
A piece of cheese.
What's making you feel like you've had a reaction?
At first my lips got really tingly and all of a sudden my mouth and the back of my throat and stuff.
Okay.
It just feels like the side of my face is like really, it feels really weird, like it's hard to smile.
We're going to talk to some paramedics. They can give you a little bit more than what I can give you.
It feels like there's something like in my cheek almost. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels really not good at all.
Are you allergic to them?
I'm allergic to shellfish, but I just had like a piece of cheese and I've never had it before.
Nothing with the cheese?
What's that?
Nothing else with the cheese?
No.
Cephaloretidine works, which is for a sort of a localised reaction opposed to a full systemic. At the moment there's no airway swelling, so it's a good sign.
Throat is quite red.
Can I just have a look in your mouth? So this is that medication I was talking about, loratadine, so it's an antihistamine, so hopefully whatever's going on, it's going to stop the reaction happening. Anything starts getting worse, you need to let us know straight away.
What kind of cheese was it?
Blue cheese.
The lips has stopped happening. and the throat feels the same.
Julie goes to find Jeff, one of the team's clinical leads. He's an intensive care paramedic with extensive experience.
The loratadine hasn't really made any difference.
We'll probably need to go to hospital just to be monitored. Like, it's not a full-blown severe reaction, but it could progress. Probably not what you wanted to hear, is it?
I'm not happy to let her go home or back to work the way she is at the moment. She could have a full anaphylaxis reaction, which will include sort of her airway totally closing and her not being able to breathe. Obviously this is a big concern. It can then turn into a respiratory arrest. So yeah, we'll be taking her through to hospital tonight. This is Waterloo 92, transporting 1 Step 4 to Wellington ED. Any changes in the way she's feeling?
Just the inches coming back across the shoulder blades.
With the Blue Cheese Girls safely delivered to ED, Beckett Street Hospital base is a patient less worried about his head injury than his pricey shirt.
Can we have a look at you in the back of the wagon?
The morning cost $16, $60.
What were you drinking tonight?
Pretty much on the whiskey, bro, sorry.
Whiskey? How much whiskey?
I had a couple of shots at home and just 1 or 2 shots at the club.
So, out of 10, what would you give it?
10 out of 10 up there.
So, putting your arm through a wood chipper bad? Pain you can imagine is terrible.
Not 10, bro. 7.
7? What we've heard from the police is that somebody's throwing a bottle upwards.
No, actually it was hit like that, you know. Intentionally got hit. I got my fellow friend from Palmy, you know, got to catch up. You know, having a good night, but I don't know who got me on hand. Trying to get through the crowd. Not really hitting on someone or nothing like that.
He's got a bit of a headache from the point of impact.
Yeah.
But his level of consciousness is fine, no signs of concussion.
What do you have to do to get rid of this blood, bro?
Juggling.
How much is gonna cost me?
Don't know, mate. Don't know. So it's not a bad head wound. It just looks bad because the head loves to bleed. Same as the face. Just heaps of blood vessels.
Got hit by a bottle. I didn't get into anything, bro.
The young man refuses pain relief, putting his faith in his mates instead.
Are you alright? Yeah, he's all good. We just need to have someone watch over him for the rest of the night.
Okay. I'll pick it up.
Good luck,
Thank you, man.
He's been assaulted, but his shirt's okay. His head's going to be fine. Main thing is don't let it spoil your night any more than it has, all right?
This is what this is here for, to try and free up our frontline vehicles to go to those other jobs. If we had no street hospital down here, would have 6 or 7 ambulances down here, which is almost half our fleet.
Nobody should get too drunk, but yeah, they should just enjoy it and just have a nice New Year Eve party.
The medics haven't stopped since the waterfront start, and they're not about to anytime soon. A worried woman turns up at Street Hospital after almost running over a man lying in the road.
A guy on the side of the road, he's just lying on the ground.
I break my heart!
Apparently he was just lying on the middle of the road, so I nearly ran him over.
I was going to go pick some friends up and I pulled my car over and then I got out my car and I saw him lying right over there. He was just lying there? He was lying.
Cool, alright, cheers guys.
Cool, thanks.
Yep. Is there anything else going on? You got any pain anywhere? No, you just had a bit too much to drink.
What have you been drinking? Like red wine or something like that? Yeah, okay, cool. That explains the red stuff. Why are we lying in the middle of the road?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, no credit, mate. What are we going to do with you?
I promise I'm good.
Should we take you to the ambulance?
Yeah, that'd be quite nice.
Check over and stuff?
That'd be quite nice.
Yeah, alright. Come with us.
Yep.
Just heading that way, eh?
It's Wellington ambulance. Okay, we're down at the end of Courtney Place.
This guy's lucky. The friend who called is able to come and collect him. For paramedic students Harrison and Nick, this is a dream job. Harrison realised he wanted to be a paramedic when he joined the Upper Hutt Community Rescue Team.
The closest I'd come to a night out on the town is this.
28-year-old Nick got hooked by watching the medics in Afghanistan when he was there with the Marines.
There's a little bit of difference between, I guess, what you'd see here on Courtney Place and what you might see in theatre. It can be a little less intense here, which is good. But you never know. Sometimes, you know, you get things that pop up that are quite serious here.
But while they walk the streets, New Year's Eve party excess grabs another victim. A bouncer taps them on the shoulder. A woman has been found collapsed in a club.
She was sober half an hour ago, now she's not.
Harrison radios base for backup.
Go ahead.
We've called in a second crew coming because we can't leave our patient.
It's a 30-second trip for Jeff and volunteer Laurel.
34-year-old female went into the toilet sober, was found 50 minutes later on the ground by friends. Borderline unresponsive, currently mildly coordinated.
Perfect. Nope, set it forward.
We found her and her friends on a couch. Her barely responsive.
Her friends were saying she'd been quite fine until she'd gone to the bathroom, and then 15 minutes later they found her keeled over. So there was some concern that possibly a drink had been spiked.
But the other danger is that she's just had too much to drink and it's all hit her at once.
With the ambulance they can transport her down to the street hospital and they can work out what's going on from there.
When we get back to base, I'll see if I can pop a needle in her arm and just run through some fluids and some sugar and give her an hour or so. And just making sure her blood pressure and stuff doesn't drop too much. Sharp sting going in the back of your hand, especially when you're vomiting and kind of stuff, you lose a lot of fluid.
A lot of fluid's being lost all over, including right outside the ambulances. Sophie's prediction is coming to pass. Courtney Place is now Vomit City. Population, spew. A woman stumbles into Street Hospital base struggling with pain. Second-year student Braden takes the lead, overseen by Mike, one of the clinical lead paramedics.
What's the gist like? What's your medical history?
Got asthmatic and depression.
Does this feel like your asthma at the moment?
No.
What do I need
I
to
just
do?
remember taking my drink and it tasted right.
Craig and Jeff are called to another unconscious partygoer.
We're going to Cuba Street.
Jeff heads inside as another call comes through. With everyone busy back at base, Craig must respond.
I'm going to walk up to the job in Cuba Street, it's just in the Cuba Mall.
Okay. Come grab a seat here.
I don't know why I'm here.
Don't know why you're here.
I think I've been drugged or something.
Just panicking a little bit.
Back at base, Mike's patient with severe abdominal pain is getting worse.
You could be diagnosed with anything such as endometriosis or polycystic ovary.
Depression.
Just depression.
Like followers.
Yep. Okay. So what have you had tonight in the way of drugs or alcohol?
I just had a trip before I came here.
You had a trip?
Yeah.
Okay.
An acid trip.
An acid trip?
Waterloo 92, we have a status 3 amputo pain requiring transport. Just wondering if there's any EAS available.
Negative, not at this stage, I'm afraid. Waterloo 92.
Roger, thank you.
Has that pain changed at all?
Yeah, this is funeral. It's like my guts got open.
Okay, a bit more morphine for you.
If I can take down your details and you can get up and walk on your own, I'll leave you to it.
But then a helpful bystander lends a hand.
Do you know her?
No, I don't know her.
Another passerby attempts to help too, with an unorthodox neck-blowing treatment.
I don't know what.
Do you know her? No? Can you leave her alone then, please? You don't know her? No? Okay, cool. Can you stop that, please? You're not helping. Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. Can you go, please? Can you go, please? Can you go away, please? Okay, all right. That's enough. Thank you. Sorry?
Trying to help him?
Yeah.
You're trying to help him, so just jump up.
Cool. Thank you. What's your date of birth?
September.
Right. You can go away now, thank you. Thank you. You can go away now.
You have to make friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
In one ambulance back at Street Hospital Base, the girl from the pub bathroom is getting worse. And in the other, Mike's patient's symptoms are also troubling. Both should probably go to hospital.
That patient probably needs to be transported, to be honest with you. So they can get another vehicle here for them, and that would be good.
Okay.
It sounds good, but it's New Year's Eve and all the frontline ambulances are tied up. No one's going anywhere. Over on Cuba Street, Jeff is treating a patient in trying circumstances. They need him urgently back at base, but bizarre antics from bystanders are delaying him.
How old are you?
25.
25. So what year were you born?
74.
74. Right. So you're going to get up and go home now? Right. You need to go now. Yeah.
You can listen to me. Just
I
one minute has to make cold.
You need to go away. You need to go away, otherwise I will call the police. Right, you need to hop up now and either go home or we'll take you through to hospital, okay?
Oh, go home, thank you.
Okay, all right.
Having missed all the fun, Craig returns, meaning he and Jeff can head back and free up Mike's ambulance to get his rapidly worsening patient to ED.
Right, we're finally away. Any change in that pain at all, sweetheart? No? That's me. We'll try a little bit more morphine.
Transporting one step-3 patient to running hospital.
You just roll to your side for me. Just make sure you stay bleeding. I've told you what's going on. Whether it's ectopic pregnancy or something similar to that. So to say, whether it's whatever's been, like you say, you're drinking, tasting funny and that, or something's been given to you. I'll give you a tip, I'll get some morphine. I'm not really at the moment, so
My eyes are flashing.
just close your eyes, relax. You're doing really well. We're here at the hospital.
The emergency staff will use all the information gathered by the team to work out what's wrong. There are a lot of options, from poisoning resulting in organ failure to overdosing on acid that can cause vomiting and respiratory arrest. Then there's mixing medicines like antidepressants with LSD, which can also be life-threatening. Jeff immediately heads in to check on the woman found on the pub bathroom floor by Harrison and Nick.
Your blood pressure's right down.
Is it? What was the last one?
87/45.
All right, that's no good. Your blood pressure went down, but it's starting to come back up now, which is good. You're on your bed. You going to be able to hop up and get out?
The woman's friends have rallied round and they're now just waiting for a ride home from a mate.
So they're just waiting for the sober driver to come and pick them up. She's just about to finish work. Oh, just watch your footing.
The sober driver friend in the hoodie arrives to collect them.
See ya. All right.
Finally, things are looking like they might be starting to quieten down. Then from nowhere, a group of blokes kicks off, blocking the woman and her friends from driving away.
Nobody has even seen any plates.
The medics don't realise it yet, but the man throwing the first punches on the left has part of a broken bottle in his right hand. As the guy's friends try to intervene, he tosses the broken bottle.
Hey, drop the bottle already. Drop the bottle already. I'll give you a free shot. Free shot.
Craig's had enough. He calls the police.
No, he's got no bottle. You got no bottle. You got no bottle. You got no bottle. You got no bottle in the bottle.
The brawlers have picked the wrong car to fight beside. As luck would have it, the sober driver from earlier is an off-duty police officer. Not sure what's going down, the medics step in.
Yeah, that's it. Sit down, sit down. Stay there.
You relax, you're under arrest. Stay on the ground.
Stay there, you're right.
Next for me.
Are you police? Are you police?
Our instructions are really to try and keep out of the fights and stuff, and we did for most of it, but once you had a single off-duty female police officer trying to get involved, you can't just let her do it on her own.
Initially I thought she was joking. She said, no, you're under arrest. And she probably knows what she's doing. So I guess they're looking for the other offender.
Just like that, tragedy is avoided and police take the fighting man away. It's an eventful and surprising end for a busy New Year's Eve for the street hospital medics.
If you had to sum up the night in one word, what would you use?
Vodka.
Vomit.
Log.
I think we can all go home, guys. Thank you everyone for seeing 2015 out and 2016 in. Apparently the sun comes up in about half an hour. I may not see it.
Right, everyone fess up your radios and your glow sticks.
On New Year's Eve all over the world, people celebrate. A traditional rite that sometimes leaves dazed and broken souls behind. Tonight, the street hospital team's been able to pick up most of the pieces and keep everybody safe. It's time now for them to rest and look forward to doing it all again next time.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.